Hello my dear students. In previous class we have done the topic of calculation of gaining ratio and new profit sharing ratio in case of retirement and death of a partner. Today we are going to start the new topic, that is treatment of reserve and accumulated profits. In this class we come to know how the reserves and accumulated profits which are given in the balance sheet will be treated in the case of any retirement and death of a partner. So let us start the class. Students, sometime in a balance sheet of a partnership firm there may be some accumulated profits like or reserves like general reserve, profit and loss, workman compensation reserve, investment fluctuation reserves may be given. In case of retirement of a partner, the retiring partner will also get his share of reserves or undistributed profits. These reserves will be distributed among partners in their old profit sharing ratio. Now, let us see what are the journal entries for distribution of reserves and accumulated profits. You can see that there are so many reserves. I took a combined entry: general reserve account debit, profit and loss account debit, workman compensation reserve account debit, investment fluctuation reserve account debit to all partners capital account. Because these are reserves, that is why they will be credited to the partners capital account, and the retiring partner will also get the benefit of all these reserves. If in a question the balance sheet has some accumulated losses in asset side, then these accumulated losses like profit and loss debit balance or miscellaneous expenditure like advertisement expenditures will also be distributed among the partners in their old profit sharing ratio. Now the journal entry will be all partners capital account debit to profit and loss account to advertisement expenses account. Because these are losses, so these all losses will be transferred to the partners capital account at debit side. Students, one important note is there that if the question does not specify about the treatment of reserve or accumulated profits, then they will be distributed among the partners in their old profit sharing ratio, whether the question specify or not. I took one of the question of the book. Let us see that in this question X, Y and Z are partners in a firm sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2:1. Z retire from the firm on 31st March 2018. On the date of Z retirement, following balances appeared in the books of the firm. Here, general reserve are given 1,80,000, profit and loss account debit balance is given 30,000, workman compensation reserve 24,000, and employees provident fund 20,000. Students, employees provident fund is a liability for the firm, so it will not be distributed among the partners. It is not an accumulated profit or a reserve. It is a liability. So in this question we have three reserves: general reserve, profit and loss debit balance, and workman compensation reserve. So let us see how they will be distributed. First journal entry: general reserve account debit, workman compensation reserve account debit to all partners capital account. The ratio was 3:2:1. So total reserves 1,80,000 plus 24,000, 2,04,000 are transferred to the partners capital account. Now second entry for the distribution of loss, because we have profit and loss debit balance. So X capital account, Y's capital account, Z capital account to profit and loss account. In the question, sometimes one of the important reserve is given, that is investment fluctuation reserve. There are so many cases of investment fluctuation reserve. So first of all, let us understand what is the meaning of investment fluctuation reserve. Investment fluctuation reserve is a reserve which is created out of profits to meet in the fall in value of investment. If there is any fall in the market value of investment, then we can meet it from this investment fluctuation reserve. Here is one of the example. A, B and C are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 4:3:2. C decide to retire from firm with effect from 1st April 2019. The balance sheet on 31st March 2019 is as follows. C is going to retire and the balance sheet is on the date of 31st March 2019. So he will get all the reserves, all the benefits of the balance sheet, of the reserves, of the profits, because he is going to retire after this balance sheet. Here in the liability side, investment fluctuation reserve is given 18,000 and asset side investment at a cost is given for rupees 2 lakh. Now there may be cases. First, if there is no other information. Second, if market value of investment is 2 lakh. Third, if market value of investment is 1,91,000. Fourth, if market value of investment is 1,73,000. And fifth, if market value of investment is 2,18,000. Now, what is the solution? Students, in case number 1, because there was no information about the market value of investment, so we have full investment fluctuation reserve to be distributable among the partners. So case number 1, investment fluctuation reserve account debit 18,000 to A's capital account, to B's capital account, to C's capital account. In this case, 18,000 is distributed among all the partners including C in their old ratio. Case number 2. In case number 2, the market value of investment was same. Market value was 2 lakh and the cost was also 2 lakh. So there is no difference between the market value and cost. That is why the investment fluctuation reserve is completely distributable among the partners. So same entry of case number 1 will be repeat here. Investment fluctuation reserve account debit 18,000 to A's capital account, to B's capital account, to C's capital account. Now case number 3. You can see the investment account is credited here with the amount of rupees 9,000. Why it is credited? Because in case number 3, the market value of investment goes down with amount of rupees 9,000. The market value becomes 1,91,000 and the cost is 2 lakh. So the difference between the market value and the cost is 9,000. We know that if the asset decreases, we used to credit it. But if the asset increases, we always debit it. So here investment is decreases with the amount of rupees 9,000. So investment fluctuation reserve of 18,000 will be utilized for fall in the value of investment 9,000, and the remaining investment fluctuation reserve, which is 9,000, will be distributed among the partners in their old profit sharing ratio. Case number 4 is slightly different. In this case, the market value of investment falls with the amount of rupees 27,000, which is more than the investment fluctuation reserve. The difference between the fall in the value of investment and the investment fluctuation reserve is 9,000. We have only 18,000, but the market value decreases with the amount of rupees 27,000. Investment decreases with the amount of rupees 27,000. So first of all, we fully utilize the reserve of 18,000, and the rest amount, that is 9,000, will be transferred to the revaluation account. In the previous classes, we know that we have done the revaluation account. In revaluation account, if assets decreases, we debit it. Here the value of investment decreases, so we debit it to the revaluation account. So the entry will be investment fluctuation reserve account debit, revaluation account debit to investment account. Here one account is remaining, that is revaluation account. 9,000 of the loss of revaluation account will be transferred to the partners capital account in old profit sharing ratio. The old profit sharing ratio is 4:3:2. Now case number 5. In case number 5, the market value of investment increases with the amount of rupees 18,000. So there is no need to utilize the investment fluctuation reserve. It is fully distributable among the partners. But we earned profit of rupees 18,000 due to the increase in the market value of investment. So it will also transfer to the revaluation account credit side. First entry will be investment account debit to revaluation account. And in second entry, investment fluctuation reserve and the profit of revaluation, both will be transferred to the partners capital account in their profit sharing ratio. Like investment fluctuation reserve, students, sometimes we have workman compensation reserve also. So let us understand how this workman compensation reserve will be treated. Here is one of the illustration. You can see in the liability side, workman compensation reserve is given 90,000, and there are 3 partners for A, B and C who are sharing profits in the ratio of 4:3:2. C is going to retire from 1st April 2019. Now again, what are the cases of workman compensation reserve which can be given in the question? First case, if there is no information. Second case, if claim on account of workman compensation reserve is estimated at rupees 45,000. Third, if claim on account of workman compensation reserve is estimated at rupees 99,000. Student, we know that workman compensation reserve is created to meet the claim made by the workers. In case of any accident or in case of any damage at the time of their work, they can claim for the damage or for the loss. So in first case, there is no claim, there is no information, so the workman compensation reserve is not utilized for any purpose. So this reserve will be transferred to the partner's capital account. Workman compensation reserve account debit to A, to B, to C. In case number 2, there was a claim of rupees 45,000. Here the claim is 45,000 and we have the reserve of 90,000, which is more than the claim. So in second case, we can utilize the workman compensation reserve of 45,000 and the remaining reserve will be distributed among the partners. So the journal entry will be workman compensation reserve account debit to A's capital account, to B's capital account, to C's capital account, to provision for workman compensation claim 45,000. Whenever this claim will be paid, this account will be closed. Now case number 3. In case number 3, the workman compensation reserve was 90,000 but the claim was 99,000. The claim is more than the workman compensation reserve. The difference between the two is 9,000 and this loss which the firm has to pay more amount of rupees 9,000 to the workers, because the firm has only 90,000 but the worker claimed 99,000. The firm has to pay 9,000 more amount. So this more amount will be transferred to the revaluation account. Debit side, students, you know that when the firm incur loss, then revaluation account will be debited. When the firm earns profit, the revaluation account will be credited. Here the firm has to pay more amount, that is why revaluation account will be debited. So workman compensation reserve account debit, revaluation account debit to provision for workman compensation claim. And again revaluation account loss will be transferred to the partner's capital account. Second entry, case number 3, A's capital account debit, B's capital account debit, C's capital account debit to revaluation. Student, I hope you understand all the journal entries and this will help you a lot. Thank you.